Kevin Feige just shared a scene that was deleted from Iron Man 1 in which Nick Fury talks about both Spider-Man and mutants. Check this out.
And action. As if gamma accidents, radioactive bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough, I have to deal with a spoiled brat who doesn't play well with others and wants to keep all his toys to himself.
The implications on this are huge. Let's talk about it. We do it for the fans. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday if you're watching this the day I release it. Bonus video. I just saw this pop up and I absolutely had to talk about it. I think it's so freaking cool. So this is kind of like an advertisement for the Infinity Saga box set. So the Infinity Saga is, of course, the reference to phases 1, 2, and 3. All of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies that, you know, tell this single story, this thing that we love. So Feige comes out, there's this little promotional video where he's talking about how they have a vault. And within this vault, they have things they shot that they said, hey, we're never going to show anybody this kind of stuff. And they've decided to pull some of it and put it into the Infinity Saga set. And holy crap, if we get even more stuff like this is going to be a must buy for like every Marvel fan. But so yes, we do have this scene here shot, and it's the post-credit scene with Nick Fury coming in and talking to Iron Man. And within this scene, he references Spider-Man and the mutants. Now, the reason this is so freaking cool is because this is the post-credit scene that started it all, guys. This was it. This was the thing that set the first stone in motion. This is the first little bit of the MCU coming together. This was the sign that we were perhaps dealing with something bigger and bolder than things that we had gotten before. And Nick Fury, of course, was the glue for setting the Avengers up, starting the Avengers Initiative, which was a huge event and just propelled us to this new stratosphere with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And what this shows is from the jump, Feige wanted Spider-Man and he wanted X-Men. He was playing around with the actual comic book versions of things. This was what he would have done had none of the licenses been, bought up by different companies. This is what he would have done with the comic book characters of Marvel, and it just shows. And one of the things I thought of immediately was people were saying, well, Feige's probably going to have to take a couple years to figure out how he wants to introduce Fantastic Four and X-Men into the MCU. And you look at this and you're like, nah, bro, he's been preparing for this his whole life. Now, the only thing that I could really try to extrapolate out as far as a sign of what's to come is that just in a little slight way here, it does make me think that Namor will indeed be the first mutant that's introduced, and that might happen in Black Panther 2. And the only reason I say this is because in the scene there's a scene in Iron Man 2 where you sort of see this map, and it sort of has this thing that might be Wakanda, and then it has this thing that might be Atlantis, and it just kind of shows that even way back then, Feige was thinking about what he would want to do with these characters. And likely, too, guys, he was probably already talking to these other studios. Like, if you look at the way that they did the Spider-Man deal, the Russo brothers put that character in there. Feige really wanted that character in there. And then they started to work him within the story. And literally right up until about, I think, 3 months before they wrapped principal photography, they didn't know for sure if they were going to get Spider-Man. So, like, they're sort of working and then trying to figure it out. So Feige shot this and then was like, I'll figure it out. And was probably talking to people about, or talking to people at Fox and talking to people at Sony about these things. Like, when we hear stories about how the Osborn Tower was going to be in Avengers 1, it's so true. And it just so shows that Feige was thinking of this stuff way back then. So maybe we'll get even some of that stuff in the Infinity Saga Blu-ray set. This just seems freaking dope, but that's pretty much all I can extrapolate out from it, guys. It's super hype. It's super cool, man. Feige was thinking of this stuff way back in the day. It's just a sign that, man, I just cannot wait until he gets his hands on these characters for real, and we start getting the X-Men and the Fantastic Four actually in the MCU. It's going to be pretty astounding. So that's pretty much it. Little bonus video. Let me know what you thought of this. Do you think this scene is cool? Let's have a conversation about this in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.